Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I oftentimes reminisce when I was in my old backyards, first making my videos almost 4 or 5 years ago, possibly as longer than that. I will say when I hit 30, the Bible came and gave me an existential crisis, making me feel like Jesus was 30. I know, perhaps I'm just a cosplayer like the rest, but I will tell you all, supposing I am drunk today, because for some reason, making videos just seem so much more passionate and real when I drink first. Disclaimer, I do not advise children to drink. If you are not 21, please do not break the law, or whatever the age is and wherever you're at. And also, I do not advise people to drink. You won't find the spirit of, I won't tell you what you won't find, but I didn't do this drunk. I just recently started having fun. Not a huge drinker. It used to be once every 6 months. Now it's once every few weeks. I should be honest, once every few days. My girlfriend doesn't like drinking. I think I'm just being rebellious, if you will. Perhaps that's why I do it, but she never knows. I say rebellious, but just like when I speak in these videos, I'm not from any countries that wouldn't allow me to say these things. I want you all to know that as I say these things, I'm in America. I'm not being profound or anything like that. Actually, my videos may seem counterproductive because, as I've told you all over and over, I preach consistently that the lamb won't be tormented anymore. But honestly, I'm not talking about any actual violence or anything. I just simply am talking to people who are so quiet behind their computer desks, their heart pumps whenever they have a conversation with anyone. Those are the people I'm trying to reach. Or perhaps Christians that are so caught in the hellfire and can't sleep at night because of their dreams, something I used to deal with. I now confront my dreams with ease. This isn't a, oh, watch my videos and the red pill will come to you type of video. I explain to people over and over, I like to video blog my experience, and perhaps some things that happen with me can help you in your everyday life. If you're an alcoholic, hopefully this aspect of my videos doesn't strengthen you. I need you to understand that I'm not an alcoholic. That's why I can do these things. I'm not disrespecting anybody who's suffering from alcoholism. So the point of this video is, fuck it. So recently I've been watching this guy named John K. something, and he was an ex-spy. And I really sympathize with this guy because he said that he didn't like torture and he didn't like to do some of the things the CIA were doing. You know, you can watch this guy's videos. I got him pretty close in my community page if you scroll down long enough in the posts. And he was doing an interview with Mehdi Hassan. And I was listening to everything he said until he explained in the story that a man was following him, and as a spy, it was going to be his first kill. He was going to have to kill him because as a spy, it's inconspicuous. But he did something I usually do. He spoke at the wrong time for the right reason. He walked past his captain really loud and said, all right, I'm going to go kill this guy who's following me improperly. He's a pretty bad follower. He basically said something along those lines, and he stopped being followed. Well, some time went by, and he found out the person that was following him was one of the lower level people of that country. He was spying on one of his allies, and he would have killed somebody on his own team. The person was just trying to learn from him or learn about him or something. I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny, huh? So then something else that actually made me completely cut off the video. He was telling me about the kill list. And as he was talking about the kill list with Mehdi Hassan, he's talking about how John Kerry or somebody random whose name starts with the J, I forget who it is, they called him and was asking him questions about somebody in the Islamic regime over in some country. And he was like, hey, he talked to his wife afterwards, hey, this guy asked me for information, you know, I'm helping the American government. He said the next day, he found out the whole building he was asking dude about was bombed, but it was at night. So not only was the dude unaffected, the only person that was killed was the janitor. The one person that had nothing to do with the Islamic regime. He was cleaning toilets and shit. And he said he had nightmares about that for years. Them two videos I watched with him infuriated me because it says something I joked about in a poem. But see, my jokes edify to real life. And it also edifies to something else I noticed. When you work in mental health care, one of the biggest problems in mental health care is people come in, they'll tell you two things. Something crazy about religion or how they're associated with God or demented. Or they'll tell you how the CIA or the federal government is spying on them and they can see everything they say. And they're listening. So then I listen to a couple videos, and if I use the word terrorists or other words and say Trump's name, now this video is going to be viewed by the CIA. Perhaps by an algorithm. They'll see what I'm doing, and then they'll say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Perhaps they'll watch my life for a little bit. But why do you think all these influencers keep saying grape? Why do you think they keep saying copyright? Why do you think? Because if you're not from America, none of this is going to make sense. But perhaps you're not from America and your country is just as devious, and it does make sense. There's no such thing as free speech. I'm giving you guys a lot of information at once. So I want you to understand why I'm doing this. You guys aren't going to process everything I'm saying while you're watching this video. Later on, you're going to have dreams. You're going to have electric signals sent to other synaptic gaps and other signals. And you're going to hear my voice with something that happens in your everyday life. And you're going to perhaps probably either accept me or go mad, fighting me. The reason why your mind is going to send you signals from me is because your mind's going to hear everything I'm saying. And it's going to understand what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Stop doing that. Stop talking about certain things. So what I want to talk to you guys about is controlling who I am. You're going to see a lot of stuff in the media. Did you know that if you talk to God in America, you're going to get locked up if you let people know about it? But they sell holy water and holy cloth on TV. What's the point of this video? I was just, what's crazy? I was just reminiscing on Islam and coveting after Islam. I was in the house and the grandkids are doing something abrupt. And I said to myself, this can be stopped by this rule. And my girlfriend, then her daughter started talking. And, yes, dear, I think you're right. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. I said, God damn. You know what I said in the middle of them talking out loud? I said, what's the difference between a liberal woman and a conservative man? And them motherfuckers, they said, I don't give a fuck this nigga. They just kept talking. But then I started to think and I felt bad. So I messaged one of my buddies and I was talking to him for a little bit. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I've been drinking today. And I was ready to give her some work. When I say that, don't believe I hate women. I grew up with my mom, aunties and all them. It was like a matriarchy. And we had all the sons, we had men in our lives and dads and shit. But in our families, them women was some motherfuckers. So I cooled off and talked to one of my homies. And then I thought to myself, let me tell the world what just happened. I just got my life triggered, so I went to the backyard and talked in private. I'm part of the reason probably why Islam hate us so much. Niggas like me, right? Oh, that was jokes. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot of... The reason why I don't take political correctness is because as soon as I take political correctness, then some motherfucking communion edible finna jump out the side of their house being like, I hate niggas waving a Nazi and a Southern flag. It's like a nuance for me. You ever play World of Warcraft? When you raiding, you raiding. You don't just stop in the middle of a raid or everybody gonna die. And I started thinking about my life. And I thought to myself, okay, I'll be a good worker. I said slave. I said, I'll be a good slave working at this company 30, 40 years, get it over with. And I said, but I'm not going to be bitching no more. I think be comedic about it. Because it seems like two things affect the human heart. Comedy, like laughter, and songs. Working in Alzheimer's, one thing I've learned with Alzheimer's patients, I'm a CNA. Me making content is in my free time, I guess. But as a CNA, I've worked with psych health, and I've worked with Alzheimer's health. And man, it ain't nothing nice. People don't realize how good they got it off the strength of just having it. But I still don't say all that, oh, it's okay to be homeless, thank the Lord. Nah, everybody want comfort, you know what I mean? So I heard Kyle Kalinske and and Don Reborn talking, and they was talking about the difference between the leftists and the liberal and all that shit. First of all, every American is a liberal. I don't know why y'all acting so. Calm down. Every American is a liberal. Every American possibly can go on up in their backyard or wherever they trash can or whatever, and they can say the same shit I'm saying. I think. But the only problem with Americans, as I said before, is they're not, the government is fascist. The government pretends to be free, but the people are fascist here. Y'all don't understand what I mean when I say that. Y'all thinking like, he's talking about white supremacy. Okay. But anyways, the point is, the people here gonna let you know how free it is when you get here. And they're gonna put you in your place, and you leave out that place, they're gonna send you back or put you on. I seen a burning cross on YouTube. I thought that was like, damn. That's what y'all wanna do. It's crazy because the more that you got the Obama saying go high, you got the Jehohanan saying love all with all your heart and yourself the same, and then you got Sesame Street saying love everybody. But boy, you go read the book of Joshua. Y'all need to learn how to properly fight sometimes. And when I say read the book of Joshua, I'm not telling you to stone Achions. A lot of times when I tell y'all to read that book, I tell y'all for the metaphors, man. Just okay. Joshua, right? What does the book of Joshua have to do with my everyday life? The atheists out there, they're not finna do shit because I don't get it. Anyways, the point is, let's say I wake up for the day. I wake up for the day, so I'm talking to the fiery angel of the Lord. And the angel of the Lord telling me like, yeah, it is what it is. You finna do this, woo woo. See, like now when I say that, now I'm gonna come back to the real world. I'm talking to myself, and I know I get upset sometimes, and I know I'm fiery. But then it's another aspect of me, and another aspect. I have a brain. It's a spectrum. It's a universe. So then the other parts, we all convene, me, and all right, this is gonna be me today, and we go out and do that. But then everybody has a certain ideology or stature that they try to at least conform to, that they believe in, until they get into the everyday public, and it gets harder to do that. Well, sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep making videos for y'all, because y'all will hear me talk, and y'all will probably suppose I'm mad. He says this and this and this, contradicts himself, and blah, blah, blah. So that I contradict myself, so that y'all don't contradict yourselves in the future, and y'all can see. I'm not contradicting myself. Every time I correct myself, I'm gaining higher levels of consciousness, even if it looks like I'm sitting here arguing with myself. I'm still learning. Now people see that and be like, oh, people talk to themselves all the time. They crazy. Y'all supposing he's like them. Cool. Suppose I'm like them. That's fine. You have the freedom to do that. Somebody got on my page one time, said the most opaque, blague, random few sentences I ever heard. And I said, speak fucking clearly. I don't understand what the fuck you just said. You're trying to sound mystical because of what I'm talking about. And I told you I don't like that shit. This isn't a safe space for me. Ooh. When you're talking to a dictator, do you go up and say some random retarded shit and then tell them he's not safe for you? No. You only do that to spaces you're free in. And so, what I tell people, what is this video even about? I don't know. What I'm telling y'all is, y'all gonna keep hearing people go, is historical Jesus real? John, and then you're gonna say a bunch of scriptures out of John the fucking Baptist. You know how that book is funny? The more I say that book not real, this is what they'll say. John was the greatest prophet. Okay, this book not real. What do every fucking body do? Go to John and Moses. I'll make you like a god to them, and Moses, blah blah blah, and John the Baptist, the greatest prophet of all. Then it'll say John baptized the word. They'll say Jehovah is Jesus, but then Jehovah was the word and the fire angel. So then Jesus is not that. He's the whole total God. Are y'all not seeing what I'm saying? Did the fiery angel not come down and talk to Joshua? Wasn't it just a fiery angel? But then you get to the New Testament, he was God. I don't have time for that. What I do have time for is logic and understanding and something that can help my life. So look, I came out here, started talking on video. I forgot what I was even mad about. What y'all are looking for when y'all look for them Jesus is historical Jesus. There was a man named Jehohanan ben whatever. They mocked him and called him Hagios. I don't know if it was a mockery or not. That means John, son of the anointed one in our language. Judaism follows John the Baptist. What they did was, his name may have been Jehohanan ben Zakkai. How do they know this if the Torah stops at 1,000? Because there's something called the Talmud. There's rabbinic writing and historical writings from every time period. And these people are protected and have been. You guys are being taught lies. Everybody, Okay, if the Romans was the most anti-Jew hating crazy civilization, why did they put the Jews at the back of their holy book and now give Jews ultimate power? You know who they don't do that for? Africans. But actually they do inadvertently and don't realize they do. Because the Old Testament is African. Ask them where they found out about Israel, Issachar, the Memphis Steel. So the reason why I'm telling y'all this, who is Jehohanan ben Hagios, and then look up Jehohanan ben Zekkai, Zekkai or some shit like that. Y'all keep talking about Jesus and Paul stopped the sacrifice. No, Jehohanan ben Zekkai did. He was the one that taught about love your brothers. I looked up his writings. He was the one that talked about love your brothers. He didn't want the high priest and them doing sacrifice and all shit no more. He saw us corrupt. And then wanted them writing the Torah and then teaching about love with his new writings at the end of it, just like the other prophets. It's all in written history. But they're going to keep saying, oh, Moses. Who's Moses? Who's John? Who's Jesus? John the Baptist was the greatest prophet. Love, love, love. Where'd all that love start at? John the Baptist. So, I don't. Look, man. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do in life. And I've accepted that. My problem is thinking I'm a superhero. I'm thinking I could change things. Which I probably can, but also my problem is I'm mortal. And so I think it's gonna happen now. And it is what it is. But one thing I can tell y'all is when y'all get upset, don't hit your women. Go take a walk like I just did. Go make a video. Because you don't want videos about you afterwards knocking their... And what's his name? Adrian Broner? That was just on the Matan show. Listen, guys, I'm telling y'all, these people were paid by people to be ignorant. And then you guys should watch these CIA videos I just posted in my community page. Scroll down a couple. Named John something. I said in my videos a while back in a poem, I was joking. I said, I possess the ability through computers and technology, blah, 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 to see all these things. And they do. He's telling y'all they do. And many people have. But yeah, every time I watch CIA, all these cold case files, all these law and orders, where are they at? We can't figure out their rights. John Core Books is right, man. Y'all are a bunch of fucking fucks. And this, I really didn't want to post this because I got 777 videos and 333 subscribers. It's like, oh, paganism numbers. But fuck it. It is what it is. I'm cranky. So I hope this information can help whoever you are. If it don't, fuck me, right? Go keep looking for Jesus.